Okay guys, so for those of you who chose pile 3, these are the cards you chose. This is your reading. This is what your ex wants to tell you, okay? So this pile feels a little bit heavier. It feels like this might have been something that was perhaps fresh. Take it as it resonates, but I do feel like there's some sadness still there. Nine of Swords to start off with. This person wants to let you know that I still feel like they are grieving a little bit. I feel a lot of sadness here, a lot of sadness. So I don't know whether you're still grieving as well, but there's a lot of sadness. And it's almost like there was this denial about the breakup of this relationship. It's like this feeling that neither of you wanted to do this, or that one of you didn't really want to do this, but it's something that had to happen. But this person thinks about it a lot, and they're finding it difficult they found it difficult to work through. Because I think this person had a lot of really high hopes. Yeah, we have the Two of Wands clarifying this. So this person had a lot of really high hopes for this relationship. I feel like this person also wants to tell you that they had high hopes and they had plans. They'd made a decision to really go into this with a fresh pair of eyes, and they did want to do bigger things with you. I do feel like this person probably wanted to travel with you. There was a lot of love. There was a lot of feeling. There was a lot of really big things and ideas behind this connection. And I feel like, and what they're saying to you is that they're just so in their head about why it didn't work out. They were in their head for a while about why it didn't work out. Because there were big expectations, there were big plans. This person felt like you guys could have had the world together, is what I'm really getting here. I think that they knew in the back of their mind, though, that the relationship, there was something not quite right about it. There wasn't something that was quite right about it, and they want you to know that they knew this, but it's like they were just hoping that their anxiety and their worries would go away, but it didn't, and so they're saying that they had to go, they're in this recovery mode, that it took a while for them to recover, but it took resting as well for them to understand this, if that makes sense. So if this person hasn't been talking to you, it's because they've had to rest. They've had to recover from this. Because as I said before, I think this meant a lot to them. I feel like almost like they'd been waiting for someone like you for a while. It was very painful, and I feel like this split was almost like the final straw for them. It was the final straw for them. And so many swords. It was the final straw for them, and they now realize that in order for them to move forward, they've got to they not only just had to let go of the pain from the split up with you guys, but there's a lot of other pain that they have to process from a lot of other things that have caused them trauma in the past. So the past relationships, childhood trauma, whatever's going on for them. This person had a lot of trauma going on already when they were first in the relationship. This person wants you to know that they already come in with a lot of baggage, which made it really difficult, and they know that. So they want you to know. They want you to also let you know that, yeah, the breakup was like the final straw on the camel's back, but they're not blaming you for it. Then they kind of knew it was the inevitable. And I kind of feel like they also want to say to you that it was almost like there was this self-sabotaging going on. I just feel like this person was always worried, always paranoid, always stressed out about this relationship and whether it was going to work or not. We then have the Nine of Wands. So what this is really telling me is this person wants you to know that they're still going to battle on. They're still looking for the one. They're still looking for this person that they want to be with, and they're picking themselves up. They're picking themselves up, but they're very wary now. And I kind of feel like this person wants to let you know that that they're going to be more. They're going to think things through more carefully now. Because they know it's something that they have to do in order to be able to get where they want as well. They're fearful, but they still want that that partner. But this person is also saying it's like they've got even bigger walls up now as well, which is a shame, because that's really going to make it difficult for them. But they've got walls up, but I think it's walls as in, yeah. They just want to tell you that they're still willing to fight. They're still hoping that there's going to be someone out there for them. And then we have the Eight of Cups clarifying this. So yeah, this is this person walking away from the disappointment that they had in the relationship. So they want you to know that they were disappointed. They want you to know as well. This is really reiterating what I was saying before, that I kind of feel like this person has seen the light. This person has come to realize what's sort of happened, even though they still have their guard up a bit. I do think that this person is still nursing wounds, from what's happened with you. But what they want to tell you as well is that they are disappointed with what happened. They're disappointed, but they're still going to move forward. And they're also telling you that they probably know that they need to sort of more so move forward towards their own self-fulfillment rather than trying to find that in someone else. Okay. So yeah, that it's pretty full on, that energy there. Now I'm going to get Chuck Spezzano card for you guys as well. This is like a closure card for what they want you to know as well. Okay, we had a lot of cards come out. Okay, so I'm going to go with all of them. There's a lot of cards, but I'm going to go with them. Yeah, this person. Wow, so we have romance, floating on air, dream come true, and happiness. Okay, so I do really feel like this person felt you were a dream come true in the beginning. I felt like this person felt like you made them feel like they were floating on air. This person felt like, there was all this romance, and they liked romancing you. They liked the romance. They're very romantic people, and you made them happy. You made them feel really complete and whole within their heart. They saw so much potential in you, and they really reminisce. They reminisce on the good times that you guys had. But yeah, there was a problem, and that problem was that it just wasn't fitting. You guys just weren't fitting together. It's just like you guys weren't right, and it's like they want to tell you that they know that, and they want to tell you that it's made it very difficult for them to move on as well, in knowing that you guys weren't right for each other, because there was so many other good times that you guys had, and there was so many other things they liked about you, and there was so many other things that sort of ticked their boxes for them. But it's just like, you had different things going on, or you wanted different things. So yeah, they're aware of this. They're aware that it wasn't fitting properly, but that doesn't make it any easier, right? So Pile 3, I hope that resonated for you guys, and please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. As I said at the beginning of the video, and with all the other piles, if you want a more in-depth reading in regards to this situation, or if you would like some more closure, or to find out what it is that you need to heal from this relationship, or what it is that you need to learn, you're more than welcome to get a personal reading with me. All my details are in the description box below. You are also very welcome to check out all my other free pick a card readings on this channel. There's a lot on there that may also help you out with your queries. All right, so thank you so much, Pile 3. Lots of love, light, and blessings to you all. Okay, so last but very not least, Pile 4, if these are the cards you chose, this is your reading. Let's find out what it is that your ex wants to say to you. So we have the 8 of Bows to start with. So what your ex wants to tell you a lot. Your ex wants to tell you that they had a lot of really good times with you, and they feel like they got a lot, they enjoyed a lot talking to you. Perhaps you guys spent a lot of time having big, deep, and meaningfuls, and they really, really enjoyed that the most. They also enjoyed socializing with you, but they just loved talking to you is what I'm really getting here. Now we have the Wanderer. Okay, this is the Fool in Rider-Waite. So what this is telling me is that this person feels like they learnt a lot through the conversations that you had. They learnt a lot about themselves, and when this relationship ended, they feel like it pushed them to start on a new journey on their own, if that makes sense. As in, it pushed them to really start knowing the importance of being independent, of breaking free from this relationship, so they could go on their next journey on their own, and without you being there, if that makes sense. Because I do feel like you guys had a really close connection, and as I said before, you talked a lot, and this person learned a lot about themselves. So when they left the relationship, they took on everything that you talked about. They took on all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the big, deep, and meaningful conversations you had with them, all the questions they asked you. They've not forgotten that, and they took that on board, and they've taken it with them on their next journey. Okay, and they're very grateful for that. And they also had a lot of adventures with you as well, is what I'm getting. Now we then have the 4 of Arrows. So yeah, they want to tell you that the breakup initially was a bit of a struggle, but there was transformation that came out of this for them, because we have this butterfly. It wasn't easy, but they knew it was something that needed to happen, whether it was whoever it was that left, whoever, it doesn't really matter. It's the energy. But they want you to know that it wasn't easy, and they took time out to rest, because there was a lot of energy that was put into the relationship, and it meant a lot to them. But it also helped them to sort of be able to transform and move on to the next chapter of their life. And that we had the Fool that's really also clarifying that. We have the 8 of Arrows. So yeah, it was a struggle. They want to say that the relationship and ending the relationship was a struggle. They also feel like that perhaps I'm also picking up that this person feels like at times they were just really, they were overtaken by fear in their own mind. They spent a lot of time in their head worrying about things that may have not been necessary, but I feel just like they struggled a lot in being able to just really relax in the relationship as well. Perhaps there were other things working against them as well. Perhaps there were outside influences that were working against them, and perhaps they felt kind of alone in this relationship. They want to tell you that they did try, but it's like they just didn't feel balanced in their head, and they just didn't feel strong enough to be able to continue on, is what I'm really getting here. Now we have the 3 of Bows here, fulfillment. So what they also want to tell you is that this was really about being able to find balance for both of you. And it was about both of you going down a new path, okay? And that it was written, if that makes sense. And of course it was written. They also want you to know how much fulfillment that you brought them and how you really open their minds to bigger things, if that makes sense. Leaving you as well made them realize that they did need to go on their own journey, and that they did need to do some more self-growth as well. And that you showed them this, and then we have the Three of Stones clarifying this. This is beautiful. So creativity. So yeah, they took a lot out of this. They realized that they still had a lot of growing to do and a lot of learning to do in regards to relationships and life in general. Other things as well, not just relationships, work, what their purpose is as well. So they want you to know that when they left, it was hard, but they also knew it was part of their journey in learning what their true purpose was, how they're able to fulfill themselves independently, and that they had more growing to do. It's almost like there was growing pains as well that were involved in leaving the relationship, is what I'm really getting here. But there was no animosity in this relationship at all. I just feel like it was something that was really quite enjoyable. They really did have a good time with you, and they enjoyed the conversations they had with you and the adventures that you guys had together. So this is really beautiful, pile 3. Let me get a Chuck Spezzano card for you guys as a last card, as the last thing that they want to tell you. Oh, this is beautiful. So we got luck. So yeah, they see you as someone that's fortunate. They see you as someone that is able to make the most out of situations. They see you as, when they think about you now, they see you as someone who's been able to pick themselves up very gracefully from this. They see you as someone that now has a lot more self-love and self-worth. Yeah, they see you in a really lovely light. There's no animosity there. They remember the good times, and they know that you are full of love. They see you in a really good light. And yeah, they also feel very lucky to have known you and to have spent the time that they did with you. So guys, that's such a beautiful reading. Please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. Now, as I've said to all the other piles of cards, if you guys would like a personal reading, or if you'd like to get more insight onto the reading that I've just done for you, you might perhaps want to find out what it is that you needed to learn from this relationship, or anything else. There might be other questions that you have that weren't able to be answered within this reading. You can find all my details below in the description box. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for supporting me. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And all the best in the new month of May. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings.